You're watching news that gets to the point on KATC-TV3, Acadiana's news channel.
Good afternoon, and thank you for choosing Acadiana's news channel at 5:30. Well, today a little later. Well, Festival International is back in full swing after a washout yesterday. Heavy rains forced festival organizers to cancel performances last night. Well, today the weather couldn't be any better. KATC's David Dockett is start a whole new week and a whole new month of weather.
A clean slate. Rob's True View forecast for where you live coming up next.
Out of more than $3 million. Christy Udo admitted to recruiting Medicare patients in Texas and South Louisiana to order motorized wheelchairs and scooters they didn't need. She's also paid doctors to falsify records.
In Jeff Davis Parish, a 79-year-old Vernon Parish woman died last night in a single-car crash on Highway 26 north of Jennings. A state police spokesman says Mary Eastman of New Lano was riding unbuckled in a car driven by her 77-year-old husband when he lost control and crashed into a ditch. Eastman was ejected and died at the scene. Her husband, who was buckled up, received moderate injuries.
A hang-up call to 911 resulted in the capture about an hour and a half ago of a man wanted in St. Landry Parish.
Here's what you'll see on tomorrow's Good Morning Acadiana.
There's bluegrass at Acadian Village this weekend. We will have details about a great performance. It also lets all levels of players join the jam.
And we're approaching summer break, which means more teams are babysitting. Find out about safe sitter classes.
And fog may be a problem again early Wednesday. I'll have a complete look at the weather forecast.
That's tomorrow at 5 a.m. on KATC-TV3's Good Morning Acadiana. News that gets to the point.
Can write a $75 ticket. We'll look at the pros and cons of this proposal coming up at 6. Also tonight, meteorologist Carrie Hall spent the day with the country's top hurricane hunters. She shows us one of the airplanes they used to fly in the eye of the storm to take important readings. We'll go inside the plane at 6. Plus, job hunters in Iberia Parish hit the pavement looking for work. Those stories and more news that gets to the point all on Acadiana's news channel tonight at 6. Hoyt, Julie.
Okay, Marcel, thanks a lot. We're going to be back in just a moment, but first, here's a look at the 8-day forecast in French. A law under consideration tonight by Lafayette government could allow everyday citizens to put the bite on litter bugs. KATC's Marcel Fontenot will report. We'll be back. Thank you, Rob. And finally tonight, desperate times call for desperate measures. A school district in South.
Fiscal management, guys.
Well, you know, I wonder if they know where Iraq is, though.
Oh, here we go. Do we have to go back to that?
Let's work on that.
And that's it for Acadiana's News Channel at 5. Enjoy your evening.
We're back in 30 minutes with the latest news, weather, and sports. ABC World News Tonight is now. Curious minds wondering why Mexican bus lines carrying migrant workers are making frequent stops at the South Lafayette restaurant. KATC's Tanya Lacoste got answers today. Tanya, what's the big deal?
Well, that's what we wanted to know, Hoyt, after calls to the newsroom and questions from people who live, work, and travel near Johnston. She has seen bus drivers carrying work orders, a list of names with corresponding out-of-state destinations. Back to you.
Well, now we know. Thank you, Tanya. A shooting suspect on the
employees and will soon close entirely. FEMA says it's closing the office because local officials have not assumed responsibility in leading long-term planning. The city's deputy mayor says officials counted on FEMA to fund planning efforts, but that deal fell through this spring.
Coming up at 6:08, a prison inmate with a
From the Storm Team 3 Weather Lab, here's Rob Perillo's True View forecast.
Welcome back. Big thunderstorm.
Still, he's going to make a lot of money.
Yeah,
Either way.
They will be calling his number on a lot of plays.
Yeah, he's got the numbers.
Baseball tonight.
Weather-wise, scattered showers and thunderstorms on Power Doppler 3000. They are diminishing, but in Jeff Davis, Acadia, and Evangeline, and Calcasieu, and Beauregard Parish are going to be wet over the next hour or so.
Okay, and I did want to tell you I like the baby shot.
Well,
of course.
Mr. Ferris, Jake Ferris.
Adorable. We hope you'll join us for Acadiana's News Channel at 10.
Until then, have a good evening.